So we will have wild cards in the 17s and 16s. I'm going to start the pool reveal, and once we see a wild card scenario pop up, we'll discuss it when we drop it. How about that? All right. Without further ado, I'm gonna mess this up because I'm over here trying to press buttons on the back end of this streaming thing, and I'm just going to leak the entire pool situation. So hopefully I don't do that. All right. Here we go. I'm pressing a button. Pool A, Lyndon, you ready to rock?
Let's do it.
All right, Pool A. It's official. The STX Bandits and STX Hoopsters will be in a pool together. That means Duncanville will be, I mean, that's going to be a crazy, crazy atmosphere. Two storied teams down in the valley are going to get a chance to go at it. Joe Little Athletics had a big, strong push to get in very comfortably with a lot of momentum. What
Yep.
are you seeing here in this pool?
Yeah, obviously the STX rivalry is going to probably take top billing here, but Joe Little's got they had a really strong weekend. They've got a floor general that's just as good and capable of getting out of this pool as anybody.
Yeah, going to be a very competitive pool. That's Pool A. Let's go to Pool B. Ready? I think I'm going to press Pool B.
Pool B.
All right. Here we go.
There,
Texas Prime, UDR, RTX, and Elevate U. Thoughts looking at this pool?
yeah, just so much talent here. Texas Prime, RTX, Elevate. Everybody's got a scorer. Everybody's got somebody who is going to be on the college coach's radar because this will be a live event. So I'm really excited to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, RTX is one of those teams, admittedly, that they said that they need to get better. So that's one of those teams between now and July. What's the next step they take? Because they have plenty of talent and a lot of versatility and a lot of depth. And that Elevate U team, 3-0 this past weekend to get themselves in comfortably into the championships. Pool C. Here we go.
It's pretty smooth.
And right off the bat, so ladies and gentlemen, for the wild card situation, we will have Thursday playing games to get to the championship pool, and that first playing game will be the HC Toros versus Mama Mentality. When you're looking at a team like Mama Mentality, Lyndon, we were sitting there being like, I mean, what did they go? Oh for what? Oh and what?
I mean, I think it was 0-6.
0-6, yeah. So we're looking like, are they going to be able to get a win in this environment? They are very competitive, very close, and fast forward through stages, they get all the way to a playing game. So that was one of my favorite things I saw. HD Tours have been right on the cusp all year long, staying competitive
Yep.
enough. And then, of course, you have Houston Raptors Benjamin, and maybe the hottest team in all of the G1 is the Cy-Fair Elite right now.
Hmm.
They are rolling. So this is going to be a very interesting pool, a very exciting pool, and I'm excited to see this shake up. So there we have it, the first playing game that will be happening. Playing games will be Thursday early on. HD Toros versus Mamba Mentality will be that first playing game to get into the championship pool. All right, Pool D. Texas Magic, Team Imperial Malik, and Shooters HQ Black. What are you seeing here?
Yeah, this is a real sleeper pool. Like not you know the traditional favorites on the power rankings, but like you're gonna have a lot of solid teams that know how to win and grind out wins in these situations. Team Imperial finishes strong. Texas Magic, don't get into a late game situation with them because they just execute down the stretch. And then Shooters HQ that came in, had to get some wins, you know, performed well under pressure, picked up a big win over No Limit to punch their ticket and get in with the auto qualifier. So this team, it doesn't have the traditional big dogs, but it has a lot of sleepers who I can see going far in this thing.
Yeah, our videographers will come back to our like workstations after we're trying to get buzzer beaters throughout, and a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh, didn't get one there," but they got a few with Texas Magic this year for sure. And then when you're looking at another team that's going to peak, hopefully in July, you would talk to that staff over there with Shooters HQ. Um, they just execute so well, and you're going to give them another month to prepare for these teams. And then Team Imperial Malik, I mentioned them last week. They're a team I think could win this thing. So when you see the benefits, this is a sneaky, like we talked about, won't have the loudest names when you're looking at the pool, but it's going to be a dogfight to get out of this pool, and whoever does has a really good chance. All right, moving on to Pool E. We appreciate everybody watching on this Thursday evening. Pool E. Here we go. Another playing game. Drive Nation CTX versus AE5 Aces. In a loaded pool with top achievers, Elite, and ATX Lockdown. Lyndon, talk to me.
Yeah, top achievers end up winning the pool last game of the weekend. Had some help elsewhere get them over the line, but ATX lockdown didn't have their best weekend, but can they get back to that form they showed at the live period where they went 4-0? And then you have Drive Nation CTX, who's been about as tough of an out as anybody up to this point, as far as teams that haven't uh, qualified automatically against an 85 Aces team that got a little bit of a change up that didn't end up making it to the automatic qualifying spots, but they're going to be there, and this is probably as good as we're going to get for a play-in game for these wild card spots between them and Drive Nation CTX.
Yeah, talking to another team like ATX Lockdown's coach Derek Dion, they were not happy with the way they finished the stage four of the G1 series. So one of those teams we've seen a lot in our GASO events. They're going to come ready to rock in July, and this is going to be a very, very interesting pool. But the good thing is for teams like ATX Lockdown and even Drive Nation CTX and 85 Aces, they have a chance for a month to decide how they're going to try to stop Tim White on the inside. So
Yeah,
that's the benefit of pool reveal show right now. You have a chance to go. I don't know what you need to do in those practices to try to show that rep, but you got your chance to. So here we
right.
go. Pool 5, Pool F. SA Premier Blue, Right Way Hoops, Go Get It Select. Thoughts on this pool?
Yeah, this is teams that can run crisp offense, and all of them have scorers. I mean, SA Premier Blue, they're going to get back doors. They're going to run their stuff. They're going to execute against it. Right Way has a couple of dudes that can really fill it up. Alex Jackson put up some big numbers across the G1 series. And then Go Get It with Lucas Clark, with Carson Ramsey, with the guys that they have. Some new faces starting to step up for them in that last weekend in Bryan. So it's going to be very interesting to see who comes out of this one.
It's weird because we're talking about multiple Austin teams that have told us I mean, on the record, but off air, that they need to get better. And Go Get It Select, along with ATX Lockdown and RTX, are three teams that are like, hey, in July, we're going to look a lot different. And I keep looking at that Go Get It Select game versus Houston Raptors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if Go Get It Select plays like that, they know they can play with anybody. So this is a very, very dangerous pool. SA Premier Blue just walks onto the court, and it doesn't matter what you think or look at them. Um, they're going to come out there and start busting your butt, and they are going to come ready to rock in July.
Yeah.
All right, pool. What did I just do?
F, I think it's G.
Yeah, G. Here we go, pool G. Pool G. Magic Showcase FOE Miles Select. Holy moly, here we go.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Miles Select gets an auto wild card to get into Pool G. FOE, they probably have a bad taste in their mouth, honestly, after their weekend in Bryan. But they have a month to get things figured out and get everything straight. Magic Showcase, a lot of momentum going in. They've got guards that can really space the floor and shoot it. I mean, it's going to be one of those pools where I think it's going to be fine margins because all three of these teams at their heights are going to be contenders. It's just going to be which one of them comes out to play the best in July.
Yeah, FOE, when you're looking at them, they were seconds away from a pool championship, walking away with t-shirts. Now they finished second, but you just want to see what the momentum is coming into July. How long do they stay pissed at that?
Yeah,
You kind of want to walk in with the swagger of like, we don't care what the record says. We don't care who has the shirts on. We were the best in our pool, and we're going to show that in July. Um, but the Miles Select team, if they come in healthy, they were only down to 5 and at 1.4
yeah,
players.
yeah,
But they were rolling before that, so hopefully they should reload, get healthy, and be ready to rock. All right, so Pool H. This will be our last pool with a playing game and our final pool in the 17U division. So who's going to get that final playing game? Let's check it out right about now. No Limit Elite Gold and Cowboys for the last play-in spot in the 17U championship division. That's going to be an electric game.
yeah. It is. The lead guards alone is worth the price of admission. Where you got Marshawn Bard against C.J. Williams, you got a 94 feet team that could have won their pool. Let kind of frustration get to them, but they can easily bounce back. They've beaten a lot of good teams over the course of this G1 circuit. And then GOE Lufkin, I mean, they,
Can I
they,
ask you? Can
they
I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question
yeah,
about power rankings? Will you answer it
yes,
live or no? Will you answer it?
I'll answer it.
I don't want to ask. Is how high is there a chance that GOE Lufkin's number one in the power rankings?
Yeah.
Okay. Off that win over Houston Raptors, they're gonna come in with. I mean, we're a month away, but they're gonna walk in with a swagger about them that's like, "Hey, we're
Oh
the
yeah.
top dog here," and Houston Raptors is gonna do the same exact thing. But yeah, when you're looking
Mhm.
at 94 Feet Academy, you're in a pool division championship game against STX Bandits. Got a little chaotic there, but they were in that game. So that's one of those teams that's like when you come up I-35 from San Antonio for July, remember that you were a part of that moment and that you
Mhm.
belong. And yeah, that no limit elite gold in the Cowboys team. Cowboys had to win a game against ATX Lockdown to have any chance at Bryan, and they got that done. And going into that game, if you don't win that, you just don't even see your name in this
Yeah.
situation. And they didn't even go 3-0 that weekend, but getting that game mattered so much for how things went. So that's how tight the margins were. All right, let's do one look here at all the championship pools. Um, if you see anything right now, I'm just looking through them. Anything else that stands out? We have the three playing games.
Mhm.
They're all so competitive. Like even the big dogs. I mean,
Yeah.
even the top. Maybe if I don't, we don't. The power rankings haven't dropped yet, but when you're looking at the pool winners, let's just go with that. I mean, you have Houston Raptors Benjamin. That Cypher Elite's hotter than anybody. We mentioned that. Texas Prime UDR, you have RTX and Elevate U, two big time programs that are going to come ready to push. Top Achievers Elite ATX Lockdown's been playing really good basketball. Drive Nation CTX has hung with everybody, and then the AE5 Aces will be, I mean, no pun intended, a wild card in this situation.
True.
And then we just mentioned the GOE Lufkin as another pool winner with 94 feet that could have easily been a pool winner if they
Mhm.
get that win done. So here you go. Here's our 17U championship pools. Very excited. Lyndon, one more time, if new people are watching, talk about who's going to be
Yeah. Yeah.
how to
So
advance.
out of these pools, top two go. Everybody's going to play a round robin against each other. The top two teams get fed into a 16-team brackets, and it's winner take all, survive and advance from that point. You know, where one seeds will go against two seeds. Um, Pool A isn't guaranteed to play Pool B, et cetera. We'll do that bracket as we get closer to the actual event. Um, but yeah, getting this on paper and getting these pools decided, and you know, letting these teams that have the play-in games see what is in store from them in about a month's time. Just kind of gets me very excited to start the G1 championships in July.
Yeah, and then loser play-ins will be uh, top
Fed.
seeds in the consolation side of things as well. So, and those play-in games, we don't have the exact times, but they will be Thursday mid-afternoon. I'm
Early,
assuming.
yeah.
Yeah.